Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Hello everyone and welcome to your English class. In our lesson today, we will do the exercises for the unit 1, which is titled Big Changes. All you need for the lesson today is your books on the first unit, a sheet of paper and a pen to take down your notes. So let's get started. We have taken so far the 4 units within Mega Goal number 1. The first one was Big Changes. The second one was about careers. Then what will be, and the fourth is about the art of advertising. Today we're going to take the exercises and we will revise the objectives from Big Changes, which is the first unit. How are we going to do it? All we're going to do is about the self-reflection in your books, the last lesson in Unit 1 in your books, page 19. So the objectives are there. We're going to take them one by one and you will check your understanding. Okay, at the beginning in here, let's try to come up with comments about this picture. What do we have and what is the lesson that we can learn from it? We're having here actually 3 people, and 2 of them are trying to pull a cart. The cart is actually full of rocks, so it looks like something that is very heavy. How about this one? The wheel in here. The wheel is actually not round. It is just if it were a square. So it's very hard for them to pull it. We're having the third one here, trying to help them with an easier solution, which is the wheel. It will make their job easier. However, they are saying, no thanks, we are too busy. They are here, they refuse the idea of change. Yes, change sometimes is difficult and very hard. However, it could make your life easier. So the idea of change is it is inevitable, it is always there, and you cannot deny it. Let's continue in here. We'll start with the objectives one by one. The idea of talking about global issues. It is in your books, page 7. We have talked about a long list of global issues. One of them was the idea of fresh water. What's wrong with fresh water? We're trying to predict the future of fresh water. If we continue wasting fresh water today, what might happen in the future? So we will tell about a fact about fresh water, and in the future what might happen if we continue using it the same way that we use it today. So it is a fact and effect. Okay, the issue is fresh water. The fact is about it, only 2.5% of water on earth is fresh. So it's not enough for everyone. It is rare. How about the effect? If we keep using it the same way that we're doing, we are wasting it. Freshwater resources will decrease in the future. So there will not be enough fresh water for everyone. How about another one? In here, the problem is we're having animals. What kind of animals? These are endangered animals. These are endangered animals. What do we mean by endangered animals? What might happen to them in the future? Endangered animals, examples of them, panda, tiger, African elephant, and they are all endangered. We're having a very limited number of them, few of these animals. If we continue hunting them and killing them, what might happen in the future for these endangered animals? The effect will be some animals will extinct. What is extinction? They will disappear. We will have no more. Just like the dinosaurs, just like the mammoth. These are the animals. We don't have any more of them because of extinction. Another problem or issue, global issue, is the idea of, here we're having planet Earth, and we're having the idea of water and sun. So it is global warming. What fact can you tell about global warming? What might happen in the future as an effect of global warming? Global warming is actually the planet is heating up. The temperature is rising. Temperature is rising. And what might happen if it keeps rising and increasing every year and the other? In the future, the sea level is going to rise because the poles, we're having ice, it will melt, then we will having more water, the sea level will rise, we will have floods, and it will lead to other problems. So these are some of the global issues. You can talk about each one of them, a fact about it, and also an effect, what might happen in the future. How about the use of the simple present and the present progressive? The use of this and that, you can find it in the grammar lesson, page 8. So, we use the present simple if we are speaking about a routine, a habit, regular, every day. Or you're speaking about a fact, something that happens every day since thousands of years ago and thousands of years later. However, for the progressive, it is about something that is happening now, at the moment. I am taking an English class. Or temporary situation, something that is happening this year and it will not continue happening, just this year. So, the sun shines most days. This is a fact. It shines, let's say, thousands of years ago and will shine thousands of years ago. Today, it is not shining. It is cloudy. It is not shining today. So just for today, it is not shining. In the future, it will shine, and it shined in the past. How about he talks quietly? He is talking to a friend now. Tell me about his habit, something that he does every day. How can you describe your brother? He talks quietly. The way he talks, he is a quiet person. However, now, what is he doing at the moment? He is talking to a friend, speaking and talking to a friend. My family lives in Riyadh. This is a routine, a habit. They don't think about the idea of changing it. Permanent. Do they think about the idea of changing? No. However, for my brother is living in Jeddah for college. You notice for college? So his plan is to go back to Riyadh when he finishes college. So just for school, these 3 to 4 years, then he will come back to Riyadh. Okay, let's try to do this exercise. It is about the present, the simple present and the present progressive. Alexa and Mrs. Lewis. Hi, Mrs. Lewis. Where Grace now? So where is Grace now? Mrs. Lewis, she still upstairs. She is. At the moment, she is upstairs. I think she finished. When you use think, can we use it with the ing? We said it is a stative verb. It is something in the mind you can never use ing with. Think, understand, love and hate. I think she finished her project. She's working on it at the moment. So she is finishing her project. What do you? The mother is cooking. I'm going to ask her a question. So what are you doing? What are you doing now? She was cooking and Alexa is asking her. Mrs. Lewis, I make a pizza now as well. I am making a pizza. Then she's asking her about her situation at the moment. Are you hungry? She will say, yes, are you? Yes, I am hungry. Grace and I meet friends in a while. Not now, in maybe an hour later, we can use the present progressive. We are meeting friends in a while. So we can use the present progressive, the ing, to express future, something about to happen. Then, the same page, use the simple past versus the present perfect. What is the difference between them? Here, the simple past is about a definite time. I will mention the time. Last year, 2010. I lived in Jeddah in 2010. You notice we're having the date 2010. However, for the present perfect, no time is mentioned. All I talk about is experience. Something happened. So, I have lived in Jeddah. When? In the past. Finished action, an action that happened and it's all done. I read a book this summer. So this summer is the time and I have read it. Now I'm not reading it anymore. Experience or a result for the present perfect. Something you remember and you're speaking about the result or the experience. I have read many books. I'm speaking about how many books I have read. I have read many books. Okay, so in here we're having these two. I watched a movie yesterday, the present simple because we're having the time. And here I have watched 3 movies. I focus here much more on the idea of the number. So for the simple past, we're having a specific time, 2010 or yesterday. However, here, yes, we're having a number. However, it is not a time, it is the number itself. One time, it happened only for one time, the past simple. However, this one is about your experience. What have you tried, you yourself? If you still remember, we have done this, which is about your experience, things that you have done in Saudi Arabia. Have you ever tried it or you haven't? When have you tried it? Okay, so the idea of exploring outdoors, exploring and going out. So last year, I went hiking in Riyadh. Notice that I use went, the simple past, because last year I know when this thing happened. Then I have tried hiking in Riyadh. When? In the past. I'm only speaking about the result or the experience. I have tried it in the past. Also, we're having the idea of visiting archaeological sites. Visiting archaeological sites, which are places that are ancient and old. Okay. In 2018, I visited Al-Ula. So, visited, simple past, because we're having 2018, the time. Time is mentioned. And also, I have been to Al-Ula once. Once, only for one time, when in the past. I have tried that. Also, we can speak about exploring the winter dunes, which are the red sand. Have you ever tried it or explored it? For me, last winter, we went camping. So when? Last winter. The focus is on the time. Went. I have tried it. Went camping last winter because we're having a time. I have camped many times before. Have you ever been to a camping trip? Yes, I have tried. When? In the past. Whether last year or 2 years ago, it doesn't matter. I have camped many times before. Now let's do this exercise. Use the simple past or the present perfect. My brother and I go to the zoo yesterday. The time is mentioned in here. So we went. We see a lot of beautiful animals there. And we saw yesterday as well. Some of the animals be on the endangered species list for a long time. Since a long time until today. So, indefinite time, and it is not ended. So, they have been. Have, because we're having animals more than one. I love the giant pandas. Yesterday, I loved them. They, beautiful. Yesterday as well. They were beautiful. And they were hungry too. They were hungry yesterday. One of the pandas sat under the tree and ate a lot of leaves. Yesterday, also, this is our key word. Yesterday I learned that the giant panda on the endangered species list, notice, since 1980 until today, it haven't been done until today, so has been, starting from 1980 until today, so continuous action. Have been on the endangered species list since 1980. Then followed by asking questions and giving short answers with it. That was on page 16. Can you answer and come up with questions when it is about the simple past? We will look at this picture. Someone, here we're having our friend Ali. He sat at home yesterday. he didn't go out, and it was 9 and when he went to bed. So did Ali go out yesterday? Look at him. He was at home. So we will say, no, he didn't. Notice the did because we've got a did in here. What did he do? What did he do yesterday? He stayed at home. Because we have did in here, you will use stayed, the ed, the simple past tense of the verb. Did he sleep early? Notice it was 9. So yes, he did. He slept early. When did he sleep? He slept at 9. Did and slept, which is the simple past tense of the verb sleep, slept. Next, the following page, using the past progressive with when and the simple past tense. So we're having simple past and past progressive. You can put them all together in one sentence using when. So we're having an action and a long, one of them is long and the other is short. The idea of ringing and the idea of sleeping. Let's look at him. He was sleeping, the long action. For how long? For maybe 5 hours. Then suddenly something happened. The alarm rang. So we can say he was sleeping when the alarm rang. It means something that happened suddenly, surprisingly. Long action and short action. Ringing happened only once, not the whole 5 hours. Or you can change the order. You can start with the when the alarm rang. This became a phrase. He was sleeping. So I will ask you, when did the alarm rang? When he was sleeping. So notice for the use of the comma. Following in here, someone is eating and the phone is ringing. So on a timeline in here, I will put the idea of rang, then eating, long and short action. He was eating when the telephone or the phone rang. Eating for 30 minutes, the ringing in just for 1 minute, just once, suddenly. And we can say, when the telephone rang, he was eating. You can change the order, just make sure that when with the simple past tense. Okay, the following in here, let's try to come up with one sentence for these words. Ahmed Zuwail teach in California, win the Nobel Prize. Teaching in California for maybe 20, 30 years, winning the prize only once. So we will say, when Ahmed Zuwail was teaching in California, when he won the Nobel Prize. So was teaching for the long action and won, the simple past, for the short action. It happened only once. Followed by, they crossed the borders, the earthquake happened. Crossing the border will take you long and long hours, and the earthquake happened in the middle. So they were crossing the borders when the earthquake happened. Were crossing for the long action, and this is the short action, or suddenly it happened. Okay, followed by the idea in here. Can you use some real talk phrases correctly? Where can you find these? This is about the idea of the conversation. In every conversation, we're speaking about real talk phrases. They're not actually vocab. These are actually phrases that you will use them, so you will be a better language user. We're having, by the way, fit in fact, and you see. Are you the new student? Then she will answer, yeah, I came from Abha. She will say, in fact, more information. In fact, I came from Abha. She will add much more. You see, my father had a new job, so we had to move in here. Now she will ask her, it's nice to have you here. By the way, how do you find it in here? Changing the topic. Nice to meet you. How do you find it in here? I like it. I fit in. I feel as if it were my place. People are friendly in here. So if you want to elaborate, add more information, use in fact or you see. if you want to change the topic, you will use by the way. From nice to see you into the other one, which is how do you find it in here? Okay. In the reading lesson, give the meaning for some new vocabulary or words. It is on page 13. We're having the word ambitious. What do we mean by ambitious? We're saying the Vision 2030 is an ambitious looking towards the future. So, determined to succeed, greedy, glorious. It is determined to succeed. They will insist that they are going to succeed and reach their own goals. Enterprises from all over the world. Idea, school, or business. Enterprises are businesses, big or small ones. Diversify from the word diversity, many, and let's say many and different. Make more varied, widen or improve. So from diversify, variety, make more varied. Transparent, just remember the glass. So transparent, unclear, unplugged, and also open and honest. So it is open and honest. The government is going to be transparent. Everyone will know everything about what's happening behind. Transforming, transform, the idea of change. Moving, changing completely, or making worse. It is changing completely. Transforming, changing completely. Then the idea of hub. Saudi Arabia is going to be a hub, international hub. So it is a center. It will be in the middle between Asia, Africa, and Europe. A hub, it will connect them together. Vibrant society. What is vibrant? It is strong and active, moving. How about thriving economy? Happy, prosperous, which is rich and strong, or poor? It is prosperous and strong. The economy will be rich and strong economy. Okay. Then in the writing lesson, we have focused on the idea of using the capital letters correctly. And if you want to remember what to capitalize, the letters that you will capitalize within a paragraph, remember mints. M-I-N-T-S. M for months and days. So, October, Monday. The I stands for the pronoun I. Whenever at the beginning, middle, or end, I, because you are an important person, write it in capital. N stands for names. Jeddah, Oman, the Nile. Always remember your name should be in capital because you are an important person. T stands for titles. This book is mega goal because the titles are usually names. Mega goal, capital M, capital G. And the S for starts of sentences. Capitalization is easy. So at the beginning, after the full stop, or at the very beginning of every sentence, use a capital. You are marking the beginning of the sentence. Let's do an exercise on this. In here, Jack decided to fly to New York next Monday. Which words should be in capital? Jack, also New York, and Monday. So, capital J, capital N and Y, and capital M. My brother has never been to Dubai. At the beginning of the sentence, my, and the name Dubai for the city. Capital M, capital D. Riyadh is the capital of Saudi Arabia. And here, Riyadh, because it is a name at the beginning of the sentence. Saudi Arabia, because it is a name. Riyadh, capital R, capital S and A. The telephone was invented by Graham Bell. The at the beginning of the sentence, then Graham Bell, capital G, capital B, because it is a name. Then Africa is an amazing continent. At the beginning, Africa, it is actually a name at the beginning of the sentence. We usually go shopping on Thursday evening. At the beginning of the sentence, we, and also Thursday because it is a name for the day. So capital W, capital T on Thursday. Okay? For your homework, refer to your workbooks on page 95. There are more exercises to do in your workbooks, page 95 and Unit 1. I guess that is it for the lesson today, and thank you so much for your time.